Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Om Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astotara Satoshi Shriman Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astotara Satoshi Shriman Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pashay Bhutale Shrimati Deva Amrita Samanati Namane Pachari Pavidaksham Chabhakta Chara Bhavanata Parata Tapikari Nimayasya Savichite Namaha. I think... No problem, Prabhu. So we've begun reading a little of Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita before the class also. We began on the weekend. Prabhu, did you read yesterday?
Yeah, I did a page yesterday.
Were you up to this
so,
part?
No.
You're up to here?
Just that last
Okay,
part.
sure. Okay. So this is the last page of the introduction, Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. In every town and village, the chanting of my name will be heard. These words, directly spoken by Lord Chaitanya, are certainly true. The Lord's prediction must come to pass. Many Gaudiya Vaishnavas, however, even as recently as the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, consider the Lord's prediction problematic. The name of Lord Chaitanya in every town and village? Should this be taken allegorically? Certainly the Americans, Europeans, Africans, Polynesians, Mongolians, the uncultured mlechas outside of India could never become Vaishnavas. Thus Lord Chaitanya's words had seemed an enigmatic topic for speculation. Srila Prabhupada, however, was under orders from his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, to preach Krishna consciousness beyond India. And alone in 1965 he took the great step and left India, crossed the Atlantic and began the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in New York. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I might try and get those little stickers that have arrows so we can put it exactly where we are. Yeah. Oh, there's one here stuck on the thing. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're continuing the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 3, talks between Lord Shiva and Sati, text 11. Tvaye tataschayama jatma mayaya vinirmitam bhati guna trayatmakam tathapyaham yoshidat tatva vichchate Dina didrikshe bhavame bhavakshitam Tvaye tadaschayama jatma mayaya Vinirmitam bhati guna trayatmakam Tatapyaham yoshida tattva vichyate Dina didrikshe bhava me bhavakshitam Tvaye tadascharya majatma mayaya Vinirmitam bhati guna trayatmakam Tatapyaham yoshida tattva vichyate Dina didrikshe bhava me bhavakshitam Tvaye tadascharya majatma mayaya Vinirmitam bhati guna trayatmakam Tatapyaham yoshida tattva vichyate Dina didrikshe bhava me bhavakshitam Tvaye tadascharya majatma mayaya Vinirmitam bhati guna trayatmakam Tatapyaham yoshida tattva vichyate Dina didrikshe bhava me bhavakshitam Tvayi in you etat this Ascharyam wonderful Aja O Lord Shiva Atma Mayaya by the external energy of the Supreme Lord Vinirmitam created Bhati appears Gunatrayatmakam being an interaction of the three modes of material nature Tata api even so Aham I Yoshit woman Atatvavit not conversant with the truth Cha and Te your Dina poor Didrikshe I wish to see Bhava O Lord Shiva Me my Bhavakshitam place of birth. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. This manifested cosmos is a wonderful creation of the interaction of the three modes of material nature, or the external energy of the Supreme Lord. This truth is fully known to you. Yet I am but a poor woman, and as you know, I am not conversant with the truth. Therefore I wish to see my birthplace once more. Purport. Dakshayani, Sati, knew very well that her husband, Lord Shiva, was not very much interested in the glaring manifestation of the material world, which is caused by the interaction of the three modes of nature. Therefore she addressed her husband as Aja, which refers to one who has transcended the bondage of birth and death, or one who has realized his eternal position. She stated, the illusion of accepting the perverted reflection, the material or cosmic manifestation, to be real is not present in you, because you are self-realized. For you, the attraction of social life and the consideration that someone is father, someone is mother, someone is sister, which are illusory relationships, is already over. But because I am a poor woman, I am not so advanced in transcendental realization. Therefore, naturally, these appear to me as real. Only less intelligent persons accept this perverted reflection of the spiritual world to be real. Those who are under the spell of the external energy accept this manifestation to be a fact, whereas those who are advanced in spiritual realization know that this is illusion. Actual reality is elsewhere in the spiritual world. But as far as I am concerned, Sati said, I do not have much knowledge about self-realization. I am poor because I do not know the actual facts. I am attracted to my birthplace and I want to see it. One who has attraction for his birthplace, for his body, and for other such items mentioned in the Bhagavatam is considered to be like an ass or a cow. Sati might have heard this all many times from her husband, Lord Shiva, but because she was a woman, Yoshit, she still hankered after the same material objects of affection. The word Yoshit means one who is enjoyed. Therefore, woman is called Yoshit. In spiritual advancement, association with Yoshit is also restricted, because if one is like a play doll in the hands of Yoshit, then all his spiritual advancement is at once stopped. It is said, those who are just like playthings in the hand of a woman, Yoshit Krida Mrigeshu, cannot make any advancement in spiritual life. Alma Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shulakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I have two limitations this morning. One is that my husband starts work shortly, so it's going to be a short class. And the other is that I was expecting yesterday's verse. But we'll do our best. We're hearing from Sati and her honest approach, her honest plea, her honest question to her husband. I want to go. I want to see my family. And as we see the whole situation unfold during this chapter and the following chapters, we see Sati's motivation was deeper than that also. We're on the surface of her motivation right now, that she has seen the residents of the higher planets come by in their airplanes and she's been attracted. Her desire to see her birthplace and her sisters and her mother and her father have come up for her. There's also a deeper motivation that Srila Prabhupada goes into in the coming chapters, and we see. And this is an interesting part of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's an interesting part of being a person, isn't it? There's often several levels of motivation that drive us towards action. And we can easily, one thing I was thinking about in regards to yesterday's verse, is that we need to take Bhagavatam as a comprehensive whole. We shouldn't take one statement from Bhagavatam, let's pick out one sentence and hold all the emphasis on that without seeing the overall picture, what is going on in this whole pastime. And we see that in so many places in Srimad Bhagavatam. Even in Bhagavad Gita, in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what does Arjuna do? He puts forward all of his doubts, all of his questions to Krishna. Krishna, I don't want to fight because of this, and this. And how does Srila Prabhupada comment on that? He says that this is due to Arjuna is a real devotee, so he's considering all of these things. Yes, he is soft-hearted. He understands the Vedic conclusions. And then also, he's bewildered. And so we have both sides of this, and we see that it's part of being kind of whole as a person. We see it in Draupadi, in her pastime with Ashvatthama, when Arjuna captured Ashvatthama after he had slaughtered Draupadi's sleeping children. Horrendous act for a Kshatriya, for a Brahmana Kshatriya also, as Ashvatthama. And everyone was very angry. But when Ashvatthama was dragged towards Draupadi, she said, release him. He's the son of a Brahmana. He's the son of your teacher. How can we kill him? We can't do this. Srila Prabhupada comments on it in several different ways in the purport. He brings up that this is due to her soft-heartedness as a woman, and that can be seen as a lesser quality. She wasn't able to be as logical and as, so because of her soft-heartedness, then she was ready to be lenient. But then Srila Prabhupada also states this is due to her compassionate nature. And Yudhisthira Maharaj glorifies her for her understanding of Shastra and her application of compassion. And Srila Prabhupada glorifies her there. Another name for Draupadi is Krishna. She's so dear to Krishna, she's so close to Krishna, that she has imbibed this compassionate mood and understanding of Shastra perfectly, so that she was actually able to go beyond her feelings of anger and that desire for retaliation or revenge, and display compassion towards Ashvatthama. So we have, it's a very, in thinking about Bhagavatam, it's such a well-rounded presentation of what it means to be a person, a civilized person, a human, what it means to be a devotee, the complex emotions and display of those emotions, how it comes out. So here in this verse and a couple of verses previous, we're hearing of Sati and how her desire to attend her father's sacrifice has arisen due to attraction from hearing about it. And within that there are so many lessons, how our desires are formed according to our association. What we see, what we hear, what we speak. Our desires are being formed by that. And desires can come up for us simply from seeing something, simply by hearing something, simply by starting to speak of it. So there's that lesson there to be had in this. And then we can also see, as Srila Prabhupada will bring out, that Sati also has this deep desire to defend her husband. She actually, as a chaste wife, which is glorified in the Shastra, she actually wanted to be able to present to her father Lord Shiva's wonderful qualities. She wanted to stand up for her husband. And this is also a reason why she wanted to attend. So we see there's many levels of things going on in all the pastimes in the Bhagavatam. So, in thinking of this, I was thinking for myself, and that it's very important to see Bhagavatam, to study Bhagavatam, to read Bhagavatam as a whole, not simply to pull out a sentence here and there and then, raise the stick and yo shit, women in the, and not to see it like that, or in any other case, not simply just about women. But it's very important to see Srimad Bhagavatam as a whole, because that's what it is, and it's presented as such. And so this mood of Sati that we see as she's presenting herself to Lord Shiva today, this is a very humble, very wonderful mood for us all to imbibe as devotees, regardless, man, woman, whatever we identify as we know we should identify as the spirit soul within this machine, a temporary machine. But she's presenting herself as poor. Dina, I am poor, I am poor. And we see the same mood as presented by Queen Kunti. These wonderfully accomplished women taking this humble position of, I am poor. I am poor and I don't know the truth. Please instruct me in lots of ways, Please assist me. Please give me your mercy. This is such a wonderful mood in which to approach the Lord. And this is the mood that Arjuna approaches Krishna as his spiritual master also. I'm confused, I don't know. I'm poor. I'm not conversant with the truth. Atatvavit, I'm not conversant with the truth. I wish you to give me your mercy. And this is the correct attitude always for a devotee, to take the humble position. We don't take a position that is simply based on this external machine. Not because I have a female body, then I always have to, take this humble position and never put myself forward for any services, or always stand in the back, or that's not the depth of humility that the Bhagavatam is urging us to develop. It's this humility that I am a fallen soul. I'm here in this material world. I have taken birth in a material body. I have a machine, and that's unnatural for me. That's the humility that we're meant to develop as practitioner of Krishna consciousness, not just based on this external body, but actually this real humility that, Krishna, why am I here? What am I doing here in this material world? What's caused me to take a material body? And how can I re-establish myself, see the real reality, as Srila Prabhupada says today. What is the reality? Actual reality is elsewhere in the spiritual world. How can, please Krishna, give me your mercy so that I can accept that as reality, so that I can be absorbed in that reality, not in this external energy, this illusion. And in that way, Sati's statement is relevant for everyone. I am in illusion. I don't know. I'm not conversant with the truth. I am poor. I am very poor. So therefore, what happens is I have desires. I have desires based on this material body, this temporary mind. I'm full of desire. And yet, as we hear in Bhagavad Gita, that is very much to be expected because we have these bodies, they are full of desire. That's just a practical reality of having a material body, is that there is material desire. But what does Krishna teach us? He teaches that for one who is able to be satisfied spiritually, those desires that may enter into our mind and our body, they're just like the rivers entering into the ocean. And the ocean is able to remain still. Amongst all of those desires flowing in, we can recognize them, we can say, oh Krishna, I'm full of desire, because Krishna's in the heart and he knows our situation, and yet we do not have to act on those desires. That is the choice of the devotee. Not that we expect to become desireless. Because we have this material body, desires will be there. However, we develop the spiritual intelligence, the spiritual strength to not act on those desires and to just be able to recognize and accept them is just such it's such a big thing to work on. That, it's just part of having a material body. It's nothing surprising. It's nothing to be, it's nothing to be thrown off course because you have these desires. But we have the choice. Do we act on them? Do we not act on them? That is the devotee's strength. That is the strength that Krishna gives by giving us spiritual knowledge, spiritual intelligence, a practical process through chanting and hearing and performing devotional service to absorb our energy and our mind in that, so that when those desires come filtering in like the rivers into the ocean, we can remain still. We can recognize them for what they are. Okay, this is a material desire because I have a material body. I don't have to be bothered by that. And Sati's position is very humble and very instructive for us. We can always approach Krishna in this way. Krishna, I am poor. Krishna, assist me. Krishna, I beg for your mercy. This is the mood of so many of our previous acharyas. We hear these beautiful songs of the previous acharyas. What are they praying? Oh, Krishna, I need your mercy. Without your mercy, Gurudev, without your mercy, I am nothing. So we can always imbibe that mood, that real humility, not based on our temporary machine, but actually this real humility as spirit soul in the material world, in an unnatural position, wanting, needing, requiring Krishna's mercy, the mercy of the Vaishnavas, to actually elevate ourselves and again come to our real position in the spiritual world. So this is what the Srimad Bhagavatam brings us towards. This is what Bhagavatam is always urging us. Every one of these conversations that go on through Srimad Bhagavatam is teaching us again and again. What is our position? Our position is we are poor. And we require Krishna's mercy. We require the mercy of the devotees. And then we will again be in our real position in the spiritual world. As we see, we're hearing today in the purport of Lord Shiva's situation. Now, Lord Shiva is one who has realized his eternal position. I'll end on this. So this is what Sati is saying to her husband. You are in, you have full realization, and I don't, you know. And this is also our position. So this is what she said to her husband. The illusion of accepting the perverted reality, the material or the cosmic manifestation to be real, is not present in you because you are self-realized. So that's something that we can aspire towards, you know. Bhagavatam gives us that standard. And we can always aspire towards that, and keeping that humble position is like the key that unlocks the door to the correct path, you know, towards that realization. So we always keep that humble position. So I'm going to finish there. Would anyone like to make a comment or ask a quick question? I'm sorry, I have to run off this morning. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.